I've shown condos in Movala multiple times. I've seen the amenities, and I've talked to people who are already living there. If you've been researching South Pandosy, this is the honest review that you've been looking for. I'm Mark with KelownaCondos.ca. When you're buying a condo, it's important to have someone who knows the building, not just what they read on the listing. And that's what this review is. So let's get into it. Movala is Pandosy's newest development, and it was built by Stober Construction. Stober has been building in Kelowna for over 60 years, so they're about as established as it gets. Movala is the largest project that South Pandosy has ever seen. There are 2 towers, 325 units total. The first tower, it was completed in 2025, and the second tower is supposed to wrap up in 2026. Units range from 1 bedroom to 3 bedrooms. Plus, there are 12 townhomes on Watt Road. Pricing in early 2026, it runs from $600K for a 1 bedroom up to more than $3 million for the penthouses. Unlike a lot of projects in Kelowna right now, those penthouses have sold. Strata fees, they're currently at 48 cents a square foot. On a 1,200 square foot condo, that's around $575 a month. On a 2,000 square foot townhome, you're going to be close to $1,000 a month. Those numbers are set by the builder, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So that's the building. Let's talk about the location. South Pandosy is one of the most popular locations in Kelowna, and that's for good reason. When people picture a holiday lakeside city, South Pandosy is what they see. Your steps from the lake, the beach, and the Pandosy Village, which is full of boutique shops and local restaurants. Pandosy Street, it's a 2-lane road, so the traffic is really slow and people there don't seem to be in a hurry. One thing I will point out, a building like Movala, it brings density, and density supports businesses. More residents means more foot traffic, and that's great not only for the current businesses, but also to bring new ones to the area. If walkability and a laid-back lifestyle at the top of your list, this location can't be beat. Now, a couple of practical things to go over. Parking and pets. Movala is a full amenity building, and I mean that literally. There's a yoga studio, a full gym, a full kitchen with a party room. There are a half a dozen private workspaces. There's going to be a pool, a hot tub, and a bocce ball court, as well as a bunch of eating areas. There's a games room that has a pool table, foosball, and a shuffleboard, and there's a guest suite. This isn't a full list, but I'll include everything that's going to be included on my blog. The lobby and the hallways in this building, they're worth mentioning on their own. They have a real luxury feel with a lot of natural wood accents, and this definitely, it doesn't feel like your average condo. I say building 1 because as of this video, building 2 is not yet open. So the condos that I've been in, they all have large outdoor spaces. And because there are townhomes directly across on the lake, many of the units have lake views. For buyers that are coming from a house and they're expecting some space both inside and outside, Movala was clearly designed with that buyer in mind. Now, parking is in an above-ground parkade. Some units in there have 2 stalls. And from what I've seen, the 2-stall units, they're all side-by-side parking rather than tandem. I also noticed that there are plenty of options for electric vehicles. The pet policy here is similar to most of the other newer condo buildings. You can have 2 dogs, 2 cats, or 1 of each. There are no size restrictions. Now, these policies, they can change once the Strata Council is formed. But from what I've seen in these newer buildings, that doesn't often happen. While we're on the topic of rules, I want to clear something up about rentals. People online have said that Movala will allow short-term rentals. It does not. There's no Airbnb, no VRBO, no short-term rental use of any kind. Long-term rentals are permitted. So if you're buying this as part of your future retirement plans, this option is available. But this is not a short-term rental building, which can be a big deal for somebody looking to live in their unit. Here's what I think Movala gets right. The location is the biggest draw, and I'm not talking about South Pandosy generally. I mean the specific site that this building sits on. You have Gyro Beach is right beside you to the south. To the west, you have a whole bunch of low-rise townhomes right along the waterfront. So the views that you have today are the views that you'll have in 20 years. And that kind of protection matters. South Pandosy has always been a popular neighborhood, but until recently, the condo selection here, it hasn't really had a lot of options. Movala changes that. The attention to detail carries through from the common areas into the unit themselves. The quality is visible. They didn't overpromise and underdeliver. And for the buyers coming out of a house who want outdoor space, this building also delivers. Every unit that I've been in, it has really generous patio or a big terrace. Now, here's what I want you to think carefully about. Movala is a full amenity building. The pools, hot tub, gym, yoga studio, the entertainment lounge, all of that costs money to maintain. And as things age, maintenance costs go up. Strata fees will follow. The current strata fees are builder set. That means that the developer is estimating what everything is going to cost. But they also want a number that looks attractive to buyers. Even with a well-respected local developer, those numbers are probably just a starting point. They're not a long-term guarantee. For comparison, Aqua right now is sitting at 60 cents per square foot. Movala is at 48 cents. So there's room to move. If you're looking at a townhome specifically, keep in mind that they're significantly larger than the average unit in there. So you're already paying close to $1,000 a month, and any increase, that number is going to start to affect both affordability and resale. Now, I'm not saying strata fees are going to double. I'm saying is that you need to go in with your eyes open. So who does Movala actually make sense for? Well, from the conversations I've been having, the primary buyer at Movala right now is a local looking to move out of a house and into a condo. They want space, they want quality finishes, and they want amenities. And they also want a safe, walkable location. This building, it checks all of those boxes. And if that's where you are, and you've been waiting for something in South Pandosy that feels more like a home than a box in the sky, well, Movala is worth looking at. On the other hand, if you're on a fixed income and your biggest concern is keeping your monthly expenses predictable, I would encourage you to think carefully. Full amenity buildings cost more over time, which is greatly going to affect your monthly expenses. If you're looking for a newer building in Pandosy without amenities, then Alma, a few blocks away, it might be a good option. As the second tower completes, one thing that I'm watching closely is the owner-to-tenant ratio. There were a fair number of speculative buyers in this project, meaning that people bought it with the intent to sell it for a profit prior to possession. Both the provincial and the federal governments, they have imposed taxes on these types of buyers, so selling them is less attractive than it once was. So there could be a lot of rentals over the next few years. Once the project is complete, the balance between owners and tenants, it'll tell us a lot about the building's culture. And I'll update this video when I have more information. So here's the bottom line on Movala. Movala is becoming one of my website's most searched buildings, and it's in one of Kelowna's most popular locations. The location's great, the finishes are remarkable, but the strata fees are something to think about before you buy, not after. If you've been researching South Pandosy and you want to work with an agent who knows these buildings, let's talk. We can compare Movala to other buildings in the area and find the condo that's right for you. You'll find my booking link in the description below. And if you found this helpful, hit subscribe. I review the most popular buildings and I break down the Kelowna condo market every week, so you don't have to figure it out on your own. If there's a building you'd like me to review next, drop it in the comments and I'll add it to my list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.